Okay, so this will be the stream of my biggest losing session ever. Is what it is. Poker's been crazy swingy lately, man. Like, as I mentioned, previous month I ended up down, but it felt like a win because I was down a shit ton. And the last 3 days I just had big 3 sessions back to back to back that got me almost back even. So altogether, can't complain. And this month has been super swingy as well. You know, it's to be expected because I'm playing bigger. So it's to be expected. That's going to happen. You know, I honestly, like with the stream, I'm almost half of the time I'm playing 2-5-10. So it's almost like I went up in stakes without even realizing it. Because I mostly play, it's almost like half of my time I'm playing 2-5-10. The other half I'm playing 2-5. I really try not to play at all 1-3. So for sure, compared to before, that I'd be playing a lot of 1-3 and 2-5. It's almost like, yeah, I double my stakes. So swinging to be bigger, but still, I think it's been a little above average. But let's just jump right into it. And yeah, not a fun start because Nick games is going on, and we go directly to 48 minutes. Andrew has Jack 9 suited. He opens it up to $40. Streller's going on, and Jack 10 suited. Nick game, let's be aggressive. I 3-bet to 120, and Amiri sews up in a hijack and decides to cold call my 3-bet with his pocket deuces. He calls, ends up folding around, I'm pretty sure. I think Andrew folds his Jack 9 suited. We go heads up with Amiri to a flop that, you know, just don't put a Jack and a deuce. That would be worst case scenario, right? A 10, sorry, 10-2. So, yep, I flop top pair, Jack kicker, and that seemed like a pretty good board. I mean, people flatting 3-bets, I think so many times it's pocket pairs and broadways, you know, maybe hands that they should be 4-betting with, but they're not. But they think, you know, the typical story. It is too strong to fold, but too weak to 4-bet. So a lot of pocket pairs that I would think pocket 10s for sure, but I have a 10 myself. So there's one combo of those. I didn't know how low he would go with his pocket pairs. I didn't think, in the moment, I did not think he was going to be calling. It was like $120, $150, was it? 140? I think he made it 140. Anyways. No, $120 pre-flop. I didn't think he was calling it with deuces. Sixes, I wasn't sure. So really not many combos of sets I was losing against since I didn't think he had deuces. Okay, so sixes. There's just the combos of sixes and one combo of pocket 10s. And then a bunch of broadways that just missed. And with the Nick game going on, a 10 high board out of position, I'm going to be betting half pot or checking. And with this hand, I think it's a great candidate to bet half pot. That is me thinking about it, calculating how much half pot is. Because I'm not the best sometimes calculating percentages of the pot. That's really important. I make it $230. That's actually a little bit less than half pot. And he smoothly flicks in the call with his pretty set. Turn is a 8. And now, I went through this hand with my coach. Now this seemed like a spot that in position, I wouldn't be surprised if he's floating a little too much. So now I decide if I check here, I may show weakness and all of his floats may turn their hands into a bluff. And there's not too much value to get from worse. Overpairs was on my mind a lot, but I really thought Amiri would always be betting me with pocket queens, kings, and aces. So I felt like my hand was the best candidate. That was the best hand, one of the best hands here. In this spot because I'm blocking pocket jacks as well. So the one overpair I was worried about here was pocket jacks. I do think made this flat to 3-bet. So I'm blocking pocket jacks. I'm blocking top set. But I didn't think there was much worse I was going to get value from. I think if I barrel this turn, I'm going to start getting all the pocket pairs to fold, all of the over cards to fold. And I thought if I check here, I definitely could induce a bluff. Since again, the Nick game is going on and just people flatting 3-bets, I just think they end up with a lot of garbage here, you know, and I'm not blocking backdoor flush draws. That's very, very relevant here. So I just thought my hand was the best. I'm blocking all of the bluffs that he may have here. So I do go for a check. And he is, as you probably expect with his set, he is going to bet. He makes it $240. Yeah, pretty much half pot. And yep, I think by checking here, I'm trying to induce bluffs. And again, I think my hand is one of the best candidates to be hero calling here. I'm not blocking any backdoor flush draw. If he has 2 overcards with a backdoor flush like king, queen of clubs, spades, hearts, ace jack of hearts, all of that stuff that are 2 overs, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. I think they're calling my half pot bet. So when I check, they very likely may turn all of those into a bluff. So I call. River looks pretty safe, is a 4. All the draws miss, the backdoor flush draw misses. So yep, I check here. I thought if he had like pocket jacks or pocket queens, he would maybe be worried on the river. And I don't think he has too many ace, even like ace 10, king 10, queen 10. I don't know how many times he's flatting 3-bets with those. Maybe ace 10 suited. The other ones, I don't think so. And again, I don't know if he's barreling the river with that hand. I think he may start getting worried that I may have like jacks, queens, kings, aces that kind of pot controlled when a straight comes in. That's kind of whatever, or 2 pair. So I wouldn't be surprised if he checks back better 10s here. So I really was thinking when he bets here, I really thought he was repping a set or nothing. And I'm not blocking any bluff. I'm not blocking any of the backdoor flush draws on the turn. You know, the spades came in, that missed on the river. So I take for a little bit, but I was told myself I'm not folding here. I talked with my coach too, and he agreed. He just doesn't think I could fold here. Thinking if just confirming it, and I do flick in a call, and yep, he has pocket deuces that I really didn't think he had at all. I did not think he was flatting my 3-bets with pocket deuces, especially against that big size, because they're not that deep. So yeah, calling $120 a cold 3-bet with pocket deuces. I didn't think he had that in his range. So yeah, just like that, 40 minutes in, I think we're down over $1,000 already. So definitely not the most exciting way to start the session. And this is, again, it's been not the best, you know, it's been tough, how I've been running. It was one of those that I'm having winning sessions too, but so many times I'm just having a winning session, then I'm having a losing one, a winning one, a losing one. So yeah, we're already down $1,200. Cool. 40 minutes in the session, down $1,200. And it's not, you know, it's never fun playing poker a session when right in the get-go you're down to chunks, and now the whole goal of this session is get unstuck. It's just 1,200. I mean, just in this game, I definitely could get up a bunch more than that. If I was in my regular 2-5, it'd be a lot more shitty because it's harder to make 1,200. In this game's definitely there's a lot more possibilities. And anyways, let's move on to the next hand. That's a chunk later. I go carded for a while. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes in. Next one, Nick game is going on. I got Jack 8 off. And yeah, just trying to get rid of it. It folds me in a cutoff, just a good spot. But Amiri is my main villain today. Super nice guy, but yeah, he's the one that's put me in the most challenging spots. Previous with the deuces, and here when I raise a little wide, and I haven't played a hand in over an hour. I think I don't know if I missed something, but I've really been pretty card dead. So I finally open up $30 and I get 3-bet. And this camera's all fucked up. They fixed it, but just this day it was pretty messed up. And yep, I just let that go with my Jack 8 off. You can see me shaking my head. I was a little frustrated. So Nick game's going on. And I am in under the gun 1 with 10-9 off. And we see a free flop. They all limp. Go to a flop. Bink! Flop trips. And with the Nick game going on, I think I just bet. I'm not going to slow play this. I think I'm going to look bluffy. I think you're going to look bluffy because the Nick game, I think we were almost heads up. I think we were heads up here. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to play aggressive here. Yeah, that's all fucked up. That's the comments fucked up. I'm just going to be aggressive here. I think people aren't going to believe me because the Nick game's going on. I'm pretty sure we were heads up here. So this is one hand I do have with that shitty camera. So anyways, I do make it. I think I was heads up with Chris on this one, yeah. So I'm just going to fast play. So let's keep it going. And yeah, he has deuces. He caught me with deuces. Yeah, they go big. And I don't think he holds. I think he does fold this time. Sorry about now because you're going to see a really shitty camera. And he just lets it go with his deuces. And we will take this, maybe my first pot. Maybe my first pot we take down. So, hey, a little something coming my way. You know, when you're just losing and losing and losing. And we're just 2 hours in, so plenty of time to go. Plenty of time to go. Next hand, I'm in the button. Ethan under the gun, raise it up. Brett calls, and Jack's very happy 3-betting here. David calls in a big blind. Brett. And hopefully they don't flop a set twice against us in a row. Like that's super unlikely, right? Someone flopping a set twice in a row against us. In the 3-bet pot twice in a row, right? Yeah. Second 3-bet pawn in a row that someone flops a set against us. And we got an overpair. That looks like set's a good flop. And yeah, I'm going to bet here. Usually I bet half pot, but multi-way, I'm just going to make it a little smaller. 130, like third pot, even less. That's pretty small. Made a quarter pot. And David, of course, with his top set, flicks in the call. Brett lets it go. And I'm feeling pretty good. I think mostly I'm always beating David here. I think he's 4-betting better pocket pairs and not too many. And that turn looks pretty shitty. Pretty bad turn since I think he's calling 3-bets a lot of time with suited aces. The flop, there's a flush draw. So I do think he could have aces here. And he does lead. He does lead. How much did he make it? But at least pretty small, like 200 and something, like a third pot. $250. And I think David sometimes has interesting ways of playing. Like just because he's leading the turn, I don't think it means he has an ace. Maybe he has a flush draw still. Maybe he has a 10. I've seen him go super thin for value. Like sometimes I'm not sure if he's bluffing or going for value with what he bets. So I don't think I could fold yet. Shitty spot, but for a third pot, it is what it is. I put in the call. River comes a 9. So not the best. Now some 10s, like 10-9 is beating us. I mean, not that many straights come in. And it's kind of like I was calling the turn to see on the river. I let me know on the river a lot of times if I'm good or not. Yeah. I'm going to tank a little bit, but I just... Very frustrating session. I was pretty frustrated. Another 30-bet pot that I honestly, I did not even think about a set. I thought he'd be check raising a lot with a set on the flop. I just thought it was an ace. Like ace king, ace queen, ace jack that just floated the flop. Because I think even with a backdoor flush draw. So I wanted to tank a lot. I just was pretty frustrated. But yeah, at the end of the day, when he went all in, I just don't think he's doing it with worse. And I got a jack of diamonds. So I am blocking some of the bluffs with the jack of diamonds. So I tank and tank and tank and tank and tank and tank, thinking what a shitty turn that card was. Little did I know that was a great turn that may have saved me my whole stack, because if the turn and river are bricks, I don't think I'm folding my pocket jacks, honestly, because I'm not losing against much. So that ace was definitely a really, really lucky card. There'll be better spots. Let it go. And he shows me the pocket 10s, I think. You should see me. It'd be funny seeing my face because, yeah, twice in a row, 2 3-bet pots in a row, and then flopping a set both times is not fun. I think the very next time we have another one. So, what have we got going on? Oh, I got the nut flush. And some backdoors. But yeah, I have the nut flush. So, when Ethan, in under the gun, pots it $110, I call. And Amiri has top set. So is he going to raise or he just calls? No, he just calls. Okay. He calls for top set and nothing much on the other board. Seems fair. I think everyone else folds. So we go to a turn. Straight. Ethan has a nut straight. Turn. Nope. One of the worst cards of the deck. Pairs the board. So pretty bad turn. That gives Ethan trips. And I have a queen on the other board. Checks now. I'm getting confused. I got the nut flush on the one that didn't pair the board. Now he bets, but he bets small. Yeah. If he potted it, I'm probably folding, honestly, because I'm calling with a draw on one board and nothing on the other. Like, the draws usually don't fucking hit. So at least if they hit, you have a chance to scoop. But on this game, I have a draw, and I'm calling to hit this scoop half of the pot. So it's just not worth it sometimes when they pot it. But $360. The other player called. Even half of the pot is $550, so it's like over $550. So I got to call $360 to win $550 plus whatever's on the river. And maybe if I hit my flush, I could pot it myself and get them to fold the other board. You never know what could come on the other board. So yeah, for that price, I'm not folding my nut flush draw. No hearts on the other board. That's very relevant too. I only have 2 hearts in my hand. That's great. No hearts on the other board. That's amazing. So that's another factor. There's more hearts in the deck, so more likely I'll hit it. So all we need is a heart on our board. Give us the nuts one time, please. And so it's kind of iffy when straight flushes come in too with the... So sometimes even if you hit the nut flush, it's not the nuts. Wrong board. That was a wrong board. 5 of hearts, but not on the one we needed it. So, yep, I've got nothing. And Ethan just checking here. Happy there with the complete nuts. But he still bets pretty small. I would have potted it there. Try to go for max, but hey. Well, he bet 1,000. Okay, I thought it was 600. He bets 1,000, pretty close. And Ethan's in a shitty spot. He does call. Oh no, he has Jack 10. He has the nuts. Never mind. Ethan has the nuts. He's not in a tough spot. And I just fold. And they'll chop it up. Yeah, that was nice. Ethan had the Jack 2 with the 10, so he rivered a better straight. So he's really happy there. I make sense that he calls because he wants to keep me in. Someone has a nuts on one board, someone has another, so might as well try to keep me in and try to get more money out of me that they could chop out between each other. Sorry about that. And let's see how we're doing. Let's see how we're doing. I think we're doing pretty bad. Yep, down 2.6K. Woo. Woo. All right. And I'm in the nip box. Down 2.6K and in the nip box. Let's go. Moving on. Brett raises it up in the hijack to $35. I 3-bet in the cutoff. This only 4-bets me. I make it 105. Calls. Flop is ace 9-6. What a pretty flop. Nut flush draw, top pair, jack kicker, and just gonna bet third pot, checking or betting third pot, and with top pair, nut flush draw. With the net game going on, believe me, sir, we are going to bet third pot. That is my face when I'm calculating what third pot is. And I bet. And he folds, and it's something, 100 something, and we get rid of the net game. I got a shitty flush draw on both boards and an open-ended straight draw on some backdoors, so a lot of, you know, it's either one of those hands that's like so in between. At least my straight draw is to the nut straight, but anyways, thankfully it checks around, and now I open-ended straight draw and I got a flush, so pretty decent. I think still checking because my flush is pretty fucking shitty, so I do check. Jack and a 5, so another heart, another spade comes out. I do miss my straight. Still, I think checking. I just have such a shitty flush. Just hopefully someone bets after me with worse. Yeah, Blake bets. Pots it 135. Definitely going thin. He has 2 pair. And yeah, after checking, I'm not checking a fold when it checks 3 times and there's all these spades on the board. So Brett calls with a set. And I'm going to call with a flush. And we'll chop up the other player's money. Since he went too thin for value on a bomb pot. And we will get rewarded for that thin bet. And me and Brett and I will chop up that money. So a few pots coming my way. You know, there's time. We're down a chunk. But, you know, this is a pretty big game. You know, that's what I was thinking about in the moment. Again, I always spoiled it for you guys that is not what happens. But that what I was telling myself. You know, now we're down. How much are we down? 2.5K, still a shit ton. Still a shit ton. All right, next hand. Brett opens it up with his 5-4 off. I've got the pretty ace-10 suit in the small blind, and definitely 3-betting here. I don't think there's too much to this one. I think it's just 3-betting folds. A few stuff, low momentum, helps with the morale. Even 3-bet pots that people fold, and especially if the Nick game's going on. I don't know if it is. Yeah, Nick game's going on again, so you know. Good for the morale of winning some hands and getting rid of the Nick game. No, okay. Okay, get rid of the Nick game. Another bomb pot? Another bomb pot. What do we got going on? Again? No. Oh, wow. I got the nut flush on both boards. And bottom pair on both boards. Less likely to hit on individually. So someone bets, pot, pretty sure. I call. What comes up on the turn? Do we get any help? No. One board is a shitty one too because it pairs the board, so we don't have outs to the nuts anymore since we could be dead on one of them since plenty of times people have boats. But at least we still have the nut flush draw on one of them. Just checking, hoping it checks around. I don't have to pay more money to see a river. David does bet. He bets $500. Yeah, what a hand. I mean, look at his fucking hand. He has top set and a jack. Jesus Christ. Top set on a jack. Jonathan has the boat. And yeah, I just fold. It's just not worth it. Like maybe if this board didn't pair, but I'm literally calling when someone bets so big and someone calls, like usually someone has a boat. So if I hit the diamond, so now it's like the worst. It's way worse because 2 diamonds is on that board, right? And if I hit my diamond there, it's not going to be good. So my flush draw is only good on this board, and it has to be a diamond that's not a queen or a 5 most of the time, because if it pairs, it's usually not good. And there's 2 of my outs there, so I'm calling to try to hit a flush draw on one board for that much money. It's just not worth it. It's pretty to have the nut flush draw, but it's just not worth it. So it is what it is. I just let it go, and we would have bricked. So yeah, at least I got away from it on the turn there. I don't think he could be calling. Next hand, what is going on here? I'm getting 1 limps, button limps, and I am in a big blind with king queen off. So I raise it up to $60. Miri in under the gun calls. Nick game is going on, but I don't have it. And so I get Miri under the gun to call, and David under the gun 1 to call. 3 ways out of position. I'm gonna check. Did I check here? Yeah, I probably should because I got 2 callers. I do think it's not like fuck this, you know. Amiri's calling me wide. David is pretty wide, and under the gun 1-2. 2 broadways. I think I did end up betting actually. And if I bet, I'm gonna go big. Yeah, I went for it. I think. Oh, this is funny. They gave me $50 to have a shot right before here. Amiri and Brett, they each put $25. I never drink while playing, and they offered me $50. I had Hennessy for the first time in my life. Right before this hand, and it was 1 shot, but it was a big ass fucking shot. It was like almost a double. So I just had a double. I'm not used to drinking while playing. I mean, I you know, it's just 1 shot. It's like 1 and a shot and a half. I don't think it affected me much, but hey, maybe that had a little bit to do with me here, just almost partying it 3 ways. David calls with his jack. We go to a turn, and honestly, I still don't mind this. I think David is raising most of his strong hands. So I just don't think he has like ace jack. So if he has an ace, it's just a lot of shitty aces. I mean, it's bad. It's bad, unlucky if he has ace deuce or ace 3. But I think there's a lot of shitty aces, or even a bunch of shitty jacks or pocket pairs. So I was gonna go big on this turn, and I mean, I have a gut shot to the nuts, and I had a heart. So the idea was I was going to go big on this turn and go for it on a heart, or of course a 10. So I did go pretty big on the bigger side. I went $400. And yeah, he just has a jack. So he thinks for a little while, and he does let it go, and we'll take this one down. Bomb pots and up and great. Jonathan pots it for 135. He has top set and open-ended straight draw, so he has a really strong fucking hand. And I have, once again, the nut flush draw. Once again, the nut flush draw. So I'm gonna call. It's frustrating in bomb pots when you just keep on having strong draws. Hopefully, I don't remember if I got. And Amiri has top set on the other one, so they both have massive fucking hands. So a few more callers. Sorry again once from that shitty one. We go to our turn. Well, we finally hit a flush in these damn bomb pots. We keep on getting the nut flush draw. Nope. At least, I guess, now we got a gut shot on the other board. But as you see, there's only 1 queen left in the deck. And Jonathan does not slow down. I mean, shit. I mean, Jonathan has the fucking nut straight and top set. He turned to straight. And again, just a shitty fucking spot. Like, whatever. Again, I only have 3 outs. There's a queen there. It's so likely, since there's a queen, very likely people may have a queen with 2 pair of sets. And I just have a fucking flush draw. Like, it's just not worth it. So what ended up happening? Because he's scooping right now, isn't he? Yeah, but he has a lot of outs, since Amiri has a straight draw on the other. So what happened here? I want to see. Did they end up chopping the river? What were the rivers here? I'm just curious. What were the rivers? Oh, he got quads. Alright. He got saved since he hit his fucking quads. Alright, so again, at least we didn't chase the draws. That adds up, man. Just keep on having draws on bomb pots and calling ones and folding. That's like 130. Like, it adds up. Alright, here we are trying to get rid of the Nick game again, I think. I mean, the hijack, I raise it up. Jack 6 suited. You know, it's suited. Button calls, under the gun calls, and we see a, okay, we flop middle pair, and with a play out of position, I check, he checks. Turn is really nice. It's a 6. Let's go. And now Jonathan bets. He makes it $110, and maybe I should just raise right away. He just made it fucking big. If he would have made, he overbet. So maybe because it's an overbet, I don't hate the call. You know, there's straights on the board, a good amount of them, and he is the undergun straddler, so he has all the straights, and he overbet. So it was pretty iffy. If there was a straights on the board, I definitely would have raised. And we go to a river, and I was literally thinking, in my mind, I was thinking, please, jack of clubs. It brings in the flush, and it gives me a boat. That would be the dream river. Of course, he doesn't have a flush, but I thought a lot of time he was betting really big on a turn with a flush. And I think he's just going to end up checking. That makes sense. I mean, I'm calling a lot. I mean, I think he's just thinking a lot of times I have a flush that checks the flop, turns a flush draw, and hits on a river. So maybe on a more of a brick river, he would have kept it going. That was in a club. So, hey, at least he didn't hit his straight draw. And yeah, I go big. Again, the Nick game's going on. I don't go too big anyways. I go put a lower pot. And we get rid of the Nick game. So at least a little something coming my way. Let's see how we're doing really quick. Still down a chunk, 2.6k. It's just the fucking bomb pots, man. We win a few hands, but every bomb pot we gave back with the nut flush draw. We gave back like $150, 100. So those just add up. It's hard. Very, very last hand. Very last hand. Because I left early today. So this last one, what happened here? They're heads up for the Nick game. Very last hand. They're heads up for the Nick game. Ethan and Chris. All right. So Chris is very tight, but he goes wider because of the Nick game. He doesn't want to lose. So that does make tighter players be wider. So when Ethan raises it up with and Chris 3-bets with Jack with $130 in a hijack, sure, he's a tight player, but they're heads up for the fucking Nick game. He could be going pretty wide. So when I have ace king off in the big blind, it is what it is. I was considering, I mean, maybe I should click it. It's just, I gotta look a little more into this. It's because it's these weird spots because I'm out of position, so I don't want to click it. He had like $1,000, so I probably should have made it 300. This was a really close spot. Maybe I should have just 4-bet to like $300, $350. I do just rip it all in. Yeah, I mean, I think I could have just made it like 350. That's still like 3x. It's under 3x. It's just kind of weird 4-betting less than 3x, but it's a call 4-bet. So, yeah, he does just have like $1,000. So I still could have made it 300, but I decided just to rip it all in for like, yeah, like $1,000. A little over $1,000. So, yep. We run it twice. Can we hit an ace? Can we hit an ace? Do you think we'll hit an ace? Nope. We do not hit an ace, and I was done. I was done for this session. Because after this hand, we were down $3,700. That's my biggest losing session ever. Yep. And that is it. That is it. We didn't do anything on a solver. I mean, there wasn't really any spots. I did this more for entertainment reasons because this session and the next one were pretty big spots. I think the next one I had a few ones I want to look into a little more, but yep. Thank you all for watching. As usual, if you could subscribe, leave a comment, and like. Thank you all for watching.